Good afternoon, it's me, Teacher Mike, and Teacher Alex from PhuketPALS.org. Welcome back to another GED podcast. So Alex, how are you today?
I'm really great today. It's a good day, sunny,
It
bit
is.
of windy, good weather in Phuket.
Yes, the sun is shining in beautiful Phuket. I hope it's shining wherever you are listening to this video. Now, if you're finding these GED podcast videos in any way useful, please subscribe to the Phuket Pals YouTube channel and hit that little notification bell, because that helps us help more people just like you to pass their GED and get their head in the right place to get their US high school equivalency diploma.
Yes.
Right, so Alex, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we talk about different pathways we offer to our students and whoever else is interested that went through our GED program and got their credentials and then maybe don't really know what to do next. And so we try to leave no one behind once they finish their GED tests and try to give them as many options as possible to reach their potential and follow a good pathway for the future.
Yeah, that's it. Many kids who go through our program, as you know, finish their GED at 17 or so, 17 and a half. And when I look back to myself at that age, there's absolutely no way I knew what to do or where to go or what options were available. Yeah. How little you know at that age, my goodness. How little I
maybe you have some interests for sure. I mean, I knew I wanted to study biology, but for sure at that age, I'm sure I didn't consider all the options that I had, and I think the more you inform the kids and you offer them, the easier it is for them to make a choice and to help them.
So the first pathway that we offer here at Phuket PALS for our GED students is to Singapore.
Yes.
Have you been to Singapore before?
No, I've sadly never been to Singapore, but it's
okay.
Definitely on the list to go.
It's a cool place. I think it's a good place to study.
Okay.
Singapore has a very good education system.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It's often seen as like one of those world-beating education systems, especially in terms of technical skills, in terms of finance, in terms of things like what else? Medicine.
Yeah. I mean, for sure, there are other countries or regions with great education systems, but just thinking about the location of Singapore and its close vicinity to Thailand is, I think, one big plus to go from Thailand to Singapore. So if you want to visit family or whatever, or family comes over, it's really not far.
Yeah, and the weather is the same as anywhere else in the tropics.
Yeah.
And it has the big two, which this is probably the number one reason why students get homesick who are from Thailand. It has rice and noodles. So like in the past when we've sent kids to the UK, within 10 seconds of being off the plane, they're saying, "Oh, the food," and then with the next week it's the weather.
Yeah.
The weather. But Singapore has good weather and it has good food.
Yeah. And a lot of original Thai food, I guess.
Thai food? No. In Singapore. Singapore, the food in Singapore it's a really interesting mixture. I was almost going to use the word kaleidoscope of cuisines, but that would be really pretentious and annoying, so I didn't. You got really good Chinese food, and Chinese food from different most of it's kind of southern Chinese food, because you have the kind of Hokkien influence, the Cantonese influence. You also get really good Indian food.
Yeah, sure.
Which is way up there on my love list of of food in general. You also get really good Malaysian food, and you also get lots of good. There's food from all around the world, but in particular those three: Chinese, Malay, and Indian, which are not a bad combination to have as your staples, in my opinion. There is Thai, yes, but I think Thai food is best kept for Thailand.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you need to be at the source. Yeah, so Singapore for GED pathway students, it gets a massive tick for food. It gets a massive tick for location. It gets a massive tick for weather.
Weather safety as well in Singapore.
Yep, the world's safest city according to some survey last year. So you can see how much effort I put into research. for these videos. But yeah, it definitely was the safest city last year because while with some of our partners, they were sending us all of these. Their marketing departments were sending us all of these flyers, going safest city in the world. You know, send that to your students. But yeah, it is. You can't breathe out of place in Singapore without some kind of fine coming your way. It's very, very, very strict. And after spending extended periods of time in Singapore myself over the years, I kind of thought, do local people not feel a little bit restricted?
Yeah.
But they don't.
Okay.
It's weird. I think it's because they have such good standards of everything. The roads are great, public transport probably the best in the world. Education is great, there's loads of jobs. And you get a flat. You know, you get it once you start working in Singapore. You get they're government apartments.
Oh wow.
You get one of these. Now they don't just give it to you. You know, they don't just say, you know,
sure,
you're Singaporean, that's good, have a flat. It comes out of your salary. So it's kind of, think of it in terms of like trying to create a stakeholder community. So if everyone owns a piece of the pie, I suppose there's less chance of people wanting to destroy the pie. You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's clever governance and it's worked so far. We'll see what happens. Singapore is on the brink of recession, actually. So we'll see what happens to that once you know, people start losing their jobs and the economy goes down the pan. But I don't think that there's too much, in my opinion, there's too much strength and depth in the Singaporean economy. There's too many big companies, they've got really highly educated workers, a constant stream coming out of that great education system. So yeah, I don't think Singapore would be in the doldrums for too long anyway. But we have partners there, Phuket PALS. We've been working with some Singaporean institutions for quite some time. We work with MDIS, which is a big one. It's a big third level education provider. You can do things like diplomas there, higher diplomas, you can do degrees, British degrees, you can do Singaporean degrees. It's got great facilities there, and it's a stone's throw from Orchard Road.
And after that, students can go to UK, right?
There are different a lot of these private Singapore schools in Singapore, they're called polytechnics.
Yeah.
But some people go to a private version of that. The private version are like MDIS that I'm talking about. So they're really, really good. They're high quality, and you know what you're going to get. You get value for money. And they all MDIS has a big dorm as well, so you can actually stay on the campus, which keeps the price down a bit. So you can do diplomas in kind of business studies with specializations in things like logistics or finance or accounting, or there's tons of stuff. There's kind of hotel tourism linked ones. You can do more IT based. There's tons of stuff. Many options. So that's MDIS. We also link in with TMC Academy. TMC Academy is only as I say, I'm going to use stone's throw again. It's a short hop, skip and a jump from Gobi Dosh train station. Gobi Dosh is the biggest connecting station in Singapore.
Right in the centre then.
Bang in the centre, right in the CBD.
Great.
So you are a couple of streets across from Orchard. People only ever know Orchard Road. You know, I feel if I walk down Orchard Road, I just feel like I'm some kind of medieval peasant. You know, because there's just dripping wealth everywhere. Not really my scene, but some people like that. But yeah, TMC is close to Orchard Road. TMC has been around for quite a while, as has MDIS. It's much smaller than MDIS. And you can do similar courses, diplomas, higher diplomas, British degrees. And yeah, it's kind of more of an intimate environment. The classes are smaller and there's not as many students go there, but it's still good. We have 4 students there at the moment.
Quite a few, yeah.
We've sent loads of people there in the past. So yeah, TMC is a good option as well. And let me think. Yeah, we also partner with Amity. Amity's a big school as well, like MDIS. It's a big one, and there you can do more of the same.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. So they're the three main options we have in Singapore, and you can stay in. And with MDIS, you can stay in dorms on campus. With TMC Academy, they have what's called a student hostel right beside it. And a student hostel is where you get like 3 or 4 students stay in one room, and then it keeps the price down.
Yeah, sure.
And it's right beside TMC Academy as well.
In Singapore, I guess.
Exactly. But that's something that shocks a lot of people who go to Singapore. The education itself is reasonably priced.
It's affordable, yeah.
It's affordable. And then if you stay in a student hostel or something like that, then it's public transport's really cheap. Food, street food is like 100 baht.
Yeah.
So it's not, you can live relatively cheaply, but if you want to eat out, if you're in a big shopping mall and you go to a restaurant, forget about it.
A month's salary, yeah.
Something like that. So they're the Singapore options anyway. And I think another big plus point, I think, for students who are finishing GED and then who want to go to Singapore is that Singaporean people themselves have been brought up in an atmosphere of competition, fierce competition, shall we say. In school, it's a lot of it comes from kind of Chinese culture. They want to get ahead. They know they have to study hard and do well to get a good job. Otherwise, having no money is not good. In Singapore, you're not going to go very far. So they all work pretty hard. Students as well. And I think that if you're a little bit lazy or a bit of a procrastinator or just need that push in the right direction, I think being surrounded by people who care and want to do well helps.
That definitely helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in university, you definitely need to be in the right environment of peers, and if everyone has a drive to succeed, then that definitely carries you along. And helps everyone in the group. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So then another option after GED is to go to what do you want to talk about?
Switzerland. Huh?
Switzerland. How did I forget? Go ahead.
Yeah, our partner in Switzerland is IMI, and that's our students can study there mainly hotel management and business. Yeah,
there's different options. It's kind of international hotel management, hospitality, culinary things.
And yeah, I think it's especially for Thai kids here that choosing this option is probably more for the bit more adventurous ones that want to see something else of the world that's more different than Singapore from Thailand. A different climate, different people, different cultures, and I think going into Europe, that Switzerland is an excellent choice for that, because it is a small country, but it is full of different cultures. I mean, they have in this small region they have 4 accepted official languages. They speak German, they speak Italian, they speak French, they speak Romansh, I think.
That's right, the unknown one. Yeah.
And so it's a melting pot of cultures a little bit, and it's really easy to go for a weekend trip to different parts of Switzerland and experience completely different things there. Going from lakes, flatland into the mountains, and for sure if you have a bit more time and you can travel to other countries in Europe with a Schengen visa, it's really easy. Once you get your visa there, you can travel to almost all the other countries in Europe without any passport checks, and can visit France, the ocean, and so yeah, probably for more the adventurous types. And on the other hand, the education system is really, really good in Switzerland. Swiss people can be, I guess, a little bit difficult in the beginning. Might be a bit critical for new faces. And
really?
Yeah.
Not to culturally stereotype or anything?
No. I grew up there, so. But I think once they get used to you and you make some friends, it will definitely be an amazing experience to spend some time there.
Yeah, so from Phuket PALS, we have 9 or 8 or 9 students Sorry, nonsense.
7?
7. 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Quite a few.
Changed a bit then.
It has changed a bit. We've got, let's say, 6 or 7 students who are going from our GED program straight into the IMI 3-year Swiss degree. And if you let me explain a little bit about that, I'm sure maybe someone watching would like to hear. A 3-year Swiss degree in, let's say, hotel management, what you do is you do 6 months of academic study and then 6 months of work placement. Okay, and then that's for all 3 years. So when you do your work placement, the school itself places you in a hotel or a restaurant or some other kind of service industry, hospitality, and then you get paid at the local rate. So you get the equivalent of about 80,000 Thai baht in your hand per month as a student doing an internship, which is
amazing.
It is amazing.
I mean, Switzerland is not cheap, but it's probably similar to Singapore. If you live together with a couple of other students, you share a flat or live on the campus in a room. And in Switzerland, it's probably cheaper to go to the supermarket and buy your own food and cook your own food in your kitchen.
Yeah,
that's what you usually do in Europe. It's not like
exactly.
in Thailand you go out every day and buy some street food, and it's going to be hard to find in Switzerland.
Sure.
And if it's going to be expensive as well. So yeah, definitely kids have to be a bit more responsible as well, taking care of themselves, so to cook their own food. And
yeah, sure. Living here in Thailand, you can almost at times, I don't know, like you could get by without cooking ever.
Yes,
you could, and I do quite often. But as you say, in Europe, like that's not the way it works.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not as a student.
When I was at university in first year, we had a cooking group. It got up to 19 people at one stage.
Oh wow.
And 19 of us used to go to the supermarket on a Saturday morning and walk around together with one trolley. And we used to fill it up. And because there were so many of us, we could just buy giant packs of everything. And it was kind of just an experiment at 18 years of age. It was good fun. And none of us could really cook properly, but we all kind of helped out. I had this, like, everyone in this big kitchen cooking at night. We had breakfast. So for breakfast you got all the toast and sausages you could eat. For lunch it was a bacon sandwich, and then dinner was the giant, absolutely giant dinner. And we made these things like, it's just disgusting, like these really, really cheap pork mince curries and you know, just mountains of potatoes, and it was good fun.
Student food, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Putting, like, you know, cooking pot noodles and then pouring them on top of cooked pasta as a meal. Ridiculous. But yeah, so students going definitely from Thailand and other parts of Asia can be a little bit spoiled in terms of food.
Yep.
And not only how delicious it is, but also the ready availability. Europe, don't go to Europe for that, that's for sure. But yeah, so IMI is they're a trusted partner of ours.
Yeah, and in general in Switzerland, especially for hotel management and hospitality, they have such a good reputation, and the Swiss people, I think, in that branch of business are probably world leading in the market with their precise work and the quality of work in hospitality, and so definitely another big plus for Switzerland there.
That's it. Yeah, if you're a student from Thailand or anywhere else for that matter, and you have a 3-year Swiss degree, with half of that being work experience in real hotels and restaurants, then at IMI they have the option in the 4th year of doing a UK degree top-up. So that means you get to do about 8 months, and then you have a UK BA degree from Manchester Metropolitan University as well. So that's pretty cool. That's another string in your bow, and gives you another kind of opportunity to jump up that employment ladder and make it happen. Also at IMI, they've got tons of connections all around the world. Some of the students go and work in the Seychelles, some in the Maldives, just anywhere there's big 5-star resorts, which is quite nice. Phuket, things like that. So that's Switzerland, pretty much done. we also send GED students to places in Thailand.
Yes.
So we sent them to Stanford International University
Bangkok, yeah.
in Bangkok,
Yeah.
and Hua Hin. They're
Alright,
two.
Okay.
So students go there. It's a bit more practical. What students do, it's kind of like a bit training to be like an air hostess, or I'm sure that's not a politically correct way to say it, is it? An air person. What do you call them? An air steward. That's American though. Whatever they're called. The
People that work on an airplane.
people that work on an airplane. Things like that. So the kind of practicalities of that. They do courses. What else do they do? Things like advertising. You know, yeah, like communications.
Okay. Digital marketing and things like that.
Things like that, yeah. A bit more practical,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah. So we work with them, and many students go straight from GED to there. Other universities in Bangkok are popular as well. So things like Thammasat, Mahidol, Chulalongkorn, Bangkok University as well, ABAC, Assumption. All of the big universities except GEDs
Yeah.
onto their international programs. So if you get your GED and you live in Thailand, you've got many options, and that's that. And what other option were we going to talk about?
UK?
Yeah, UK.
UK partners, yeah.
We do indeed. We've got a couple. We partner up with Bellerby's College, which is in London, Brighton, Cambridge, and Oxford. And there, students can do a UK University Foundation program after GED, which takes a year. Takes a year, and then after that, they have a choice of over 75% of UK.
Of UK universities, huh?
That's
Goes
right,
along.
which is pretty cool. It's a back door, like a back door into
Yes.
UK.
Yeah. So with GED itself, you can't get into the usual UK universities, the same in Germany.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get in, but there are always ways to get there.
That's
like
it.
with the foundation courses.
Correct. Yeah. Also, yeah. So that's Brighton, Cambridge, Oxford, and London.
Yeah.
Through Bellerby's. We also work with Oxford Education Group, and they have kind of similar options, but a little bit cheaper than Bellerby. So GED can get you onto a UK pathway. And the other path, we send some kids to Taiwan as well.
Yes, right.
There's a couple of
recently, yeah.
Yeah, so some universities in Taipei are accepting GED now. Also in Japan, there's some now accepting GED, which is good, and also one in Germany.
Yeah. Not that is not very clear yet. I think I'm not sure, but
Embryonic stages of development.
yeah. So that will be, if it happens, in Bremen. That's the place I studied my masters as well.
Is it?
So yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Nice small city. Very friendly people in Bremen. So
More friendlier than the Swiss.
yeah, I would say so.
Controversial. I'm going to show this to IMI.
No, but yeah, Bremen is a small but quite international city, I would say, and has a big river, a couple of small lakes, and very nice student community in the city.
Alright.
Many young people, so great for Thai students to explore and get an impression of Germany.
Yeah, sure. And also not forgetting, USA. There's,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
over 95% of US colleges accept GED. That's obviously a pathway. We send very few students to the USA, or two this year actually. They were going for golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, the US is expensive, and it's a long way from here. So our most popular pathways are Singapore and Switzerland, to be honest. And yeah, it's good. It's just good that it's things keep falling out of my pocket. My goodness, it's like a magician's hat. This pocket, things keep coming out of it. Yeah, so it's quite a nice feeling here. Having set up Phuket PALS and been here for a while. It's quite seeing these students going off to further themselves in the world.
Yeah, and some returning as well after they finish and coming by to say hello, and
Yeah.
you see how they grew up and what they have achieved in that short time. It's amazing. Yeah.
It's pretty cool, and we'll get many more on this YouTube channel in the next while. So I think that's about it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Mike.
Pleasure. So that's all for today. I'm Mike from PhuketPals.org.
Alex.
And Alex. So If you've got this far in the video, you are super strong. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.